Hello, this is the first session of Learning Enginius. Enginius is a cloud software. The previous version of this is marketing engineering, right? Which is run on Microsoft Excel. But the company innovated it into a cloud software called Enginius. This is much more user-friendly, so it's very easy to learn, and it contains more functions than the previous marketing engineering version. Right. So you need to purchase the subscription. For this semester, it is $35, something like that, and after paying that, following the instruction, you can make access to this website, right? So you can use all the things on this website. So here, you can make access to a dashboard here, right? So click on dashboard. As an instructor, I have two licenses, so let me choose the same thing with yours. No, not, yeah, this one, right? Some are two. Select. So your interface should be something like this, right? And in this version, we have 7 different techniques, and this is a very simple interface, right? So no problem to learn. We can learn all the things within like 5 or 10 minutes, no problem. So as an introduction, let me show you the first technique, right? GE McKinsey Matrix. All right. So GE McKinsey Matrix is a method to evaluate different business units to allocate different levels of budget, right? So some units are more promising and some others are less promising, so you can allocate different amount of money into the units, right? So in evaluating those units, GE McKinsey Matrix uses 2 different axes, horizontal and vertical. First, the horizontal axis, horizontal data, is business strength, right? So this table is assessing business strength of the units of the company in terms of 4 different sub-factors. So to assess business strength, we can evaluate product fit, brand reputation, market share, and competitive advantage. So these 4 factors represent the strength, business strength of the unit. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the columns, right? The 5 business units of Office Star, right? So it's an imaginary company, right? So it's Office Depot or Office Max kind of company, right? So the company has, for example, in a store, right? They have 5 different sections or units, right? Office supplies, furniture, computers, software, and ink and toner. So you can see the numbers in the table. It's internal evaluation, right? The managers of the company can evaluate the 5 different units in terms of these factors, right? Because they know the matters of the the units of the company, right? No problem. They have enough information to evaluate the things, right? So the managers evaluated the business strength of the units. And then there is another type of data, dynamic data, right? Rating data is the current rating about on the business units. Dynamic data is the data rating to project the 2 years to come, right? So the same managers, right? They evaluated the 5 business units in terms of their projection of the units in 2 years from now, right? So you can see there are different evaluation, right? Too. This is, for example, let's see, quite similar, but the comparative advantage is currently 3, but in the future, in 2 years, it's 4. So it's a little bit better in the future, right? So evaluations are different. Current, future, right? Also, we can add one more table here about weights, right? We want to reflect different perspectives in your company, right? There can be many perspectives, but here we have 2 perspectives, particularly, right? Marketing, finance, they have different perspectives. So we want to reflect the difference here in the analysis, right? So regarding these factors, right, of business strength, right, they evaluated the importance of each factor, right? For example, marketers, product fit, brand reputation, and competitive advantages are very important. Like they rated 5, right? But for finance people, right, market share is more important. It has 5. But for example, competitive advantage, not so critical, right? Only 1, right? So this table explains the different perspectives between the 2 different camps in the company, right? Marketers and finance people. Second, we can go on to the vertical axis, right? The horizontal axis was business strength, right? The vertical axis is industry attractiveness. How attractive the industry is. Sometimes for the performance, right? Sometimes where you are is very important. You need to belong to an attractive industry. That's how you can perform, right? But in a poor performing industry, right? Even though you can do your best, right? Your future return performance, right, would be limited because industry is not attractive, right? So it's important to belong to an attractive industry, right? So the same managers, right? They can evaluate the attractiveness of the industries, the industries of the 5 business units. So this is not about the units themselves, right? And it is about the industries of the units, okay? And this axis has 4 different factors also, right? Overall market size, annual market growth rate of the industry, competitive intensity of the industry, and historical margins of the industry, right? So we can evaluate the attractiveness of the industry in terms of these 5 factors. So we have the ratings here, right? So this is the current rating about the current situations, right, of the industry, of the units, right? The same thing, we have dynamic data in this vertical axis too, right? So it's about ratings, the projection ratings in the future, right, of 2 years from now. So they evaluated the industries of the 5 units regarding the 4 different factors. Same thing, we have 2 different weights from marketing department, camp, and finance camp, right? And we have two extra tables here, right? Bubble sizes and market sizes. Bubble sizes is market size, representing each product category, right? The size of the industry, right? The industry of office supplies, 8, and furniture, 6. The biggest industry is the software industry, 9, right? And smallest, ink and toner, 5. The market share, this table is about the market shares of the units in their industry, right? Office supplies unit, they've got 26% of market share. Furniture, 8%. Computer, 4%. Software, 11%. And ink and toner, 10%. Right? So this is the data set. So you can also create this kind of data set, no problem, right? Using the templates, right? In the templates, you can choose the GE McKinsey Matrix here, right? So you can see the blank tables, and then you can fill in the tables with your ratings and evaluation, right? Same thing. We will do that later, right? But this time, with the data filled in, right? With this data set, we can conduct the analysis, right? Very simple, right? At the top, you can see run GE McKinsey Matrix. What you need to do is just click on the button. There you go. Okay, so pop-up screen here. So we have rating weights, yes. Dynamic rating, yes. Bubble size, and we have all of this. Bubble sizes. Okay, and horizontal axis, yeah. Okay, so please look at the, things on this pop-up screen here, right? But this time I will not touch anything, right? This is an example case, so it is all set, right? But when you conduct your own analysis, right, you can make changes on this pop-up screen, right? According to your conditions, right? But anyway, okay, so you can just click run here button, the green button here, right? That's it. It's a cloud system, so they are using their server to make all the analysis, right? So show me the report. Yeah? This is the report. Some visualization, great, right? Okay, so let me briefly explain about the result here from the GE McKinsey Matrix analysis. Right. So you may remember that we had two different weights, right? Marketing and finance, right? This is marketing weights, result from the marketing weights, right? So here, this is horizontal axis is, do you remember? What was it? Business strength, right? And vertical axis, industry attractiveness, or the attractiveness of industry, right? So here, right? So this is low, medium, high, low, medium, high, right? So there are 9 different cells, right? In this matrix, right? So most ideal cell would be this one, right? And also this 2 are good, right? So this 3, and maybe these 3 cells are mediocre, and 3 is kind of poor, right? Okay, so here we have, in terms of business strength, we have good. We are strong in office supplies. But problem is the industry is not attractive, right? But industry attractiveness can grow a little bit in the future, right? So this is future projection, right? In 2 years from now, right? And also furniture, it's our strength, business strength is good, but industry is just so-so. However, it will be, the attractiveness will increase in the future, right? Here. Okay. and computer maybe a little bit in decline, right? Okay, and software also in decline, right? Because it's competition is tough in those industries, right? So you can determine which unit you will make your investment, okay? Because this is growing, okay? You can invest on the furniture, but you know that the downside is the industry is small. While you have 8% of market share, right? This is a smaller industry. So you can still invest on computer. It's big, right? Or office supply. Industry is not good, but it'll grow in the future, right? So you can make a lot of different versions of strategies out of this one graphic representation, right? We may have more time to discuss about the insights, right, from this matrix later. So I will make it short this time. And this is another, representation from the finance weight. And you can see that things are so a little bit different, right? Right. For example, here software will grow in the finance perspective, and furniture will in decline, right here, right? So you can see the difference in the perspectives, right? Okay, maybe in final decision, right, they may combine the two different projections, right, from the two different perspectives, right? So this is it. Maybe we have several more topics about this GE matrix, McKinsey matrix, but we will discuss about those maybe in the later sessions, right? Thank you very much.